with that thug. Yeah, that's like that. Hit him in the chest with it. One time again in the head. But buddy roll, y'all. Check it out.
I don't know what this world's gonna be.
Oh, sometime I sit in my window and think of you. And then you take the word stars, or sky, or sunshine. You cut it up, put it in your poem, 2 teaspoons. Use the salt, the crackling of voice.
Summertime with the starry sky. Look at the musical sunshine.
Okay, beautiful. Moving on. If you are not a white man, no problem. If you are brown, talk about it. Use the golden brown color. Light brown, dark brown, don't matter. It's all good. Very nice, beautiful. Infuse the flavor. Good piece about your history. Black. Use hip-hop and slavery. 3/5 of an ounce. Puerto Rican, use 2 cups of salsa, 3 grams of cocaine. Mexican, don't talk about the taco. Talk about the butter. I call it the spicy stuff. Okay, ladies, sing before your poem. Use your vagina, but not too much. Have a baby on the stage. 4 pounds. Look at this. One poetess I know, a special lady, she talk about her ex-boyfriend, and then she acted very awkward. She make a list. 10 reasons why boys want my pom-pom. 10 points. 9.5. There is no such thing as a perfect poem. Every time I write one, I use 1 cup of love, 2 cups of blood, 1 dash of alliteration, 1 pinch of simile, 1/4 cup of cadence, a little bit of hot sauce, mix it, steam it up, a little bit hot poem. You got it.
She swims in her own sugar, then takes one look at a photo that reflects an ugly they do not describe and begins frantically drowning in a pool of salt. She is the most beautiful, ugly you will ever meet. Picture. Snapshots from a stranger. Compliments are custom. Popular rather than man of God. Beautiful is a common word, perfect. She is not Nicki Minaj, nor Lil' Kim, nor Beyonce, not made out of puzzle parts, just puzzle part, they dark skin. Hair short and kinky atop a thin frame like an overused dirty mop. Cleaning up the fragments of anti-Barbie characteristics, they do not like the flame in her insecurities. She is a proud nappy. With knowledge that beauty cannot be found in the measurements of your hips, fans call her humble. I have fans, y'all, and they call me humble. Maybe because I only acquire enough confidence for 2-word sentences like, thank you and too kind, and I smile wide with the mouth sealed shut like Celie. For this reason, everyone thought Celie was sweet and too kind. I wonder what would have to give her a hip hairdo and a microphone, but I have kissed more girls than Sean Avery has seduced men, and have possibly chased away past lovers, all at the same time. Do you know what it is like to feel well-fashioned and insecure all at the same time? So my stage presence is compacted with a lot of pain, and I can spit poems about my ugliest things until the audience gets sucked into my story like a second skin. Tap your wrist. Do you feel my pulse beating? This is the rhythm of a woman out of tune with her own touch. A woman out of touch with the energy calculator and photographic lens. Piece of plastic, online snapshot. The photographer be my homeboy and be my bully. Hit me with your hardest punch. I want to get knocked out of this feeling, this incompletion, this insatisfaction with God's creation. Do not shun me, God. I do not blame you. Only me for once pretending to be a bad girl, a villain, to hide my insecurities in my hometown of Camden, New Jersey, aka the city of Gotham. And even though my fight is not comparable to the Joker's, his drive of insecurities ain't have nothing on me. But as you recall, I left my makeup and costume back in that land of bad habits, so the next time I pass the mirror, a thick-set piece of glass may it only be for one purpose, y'all. To slit the wrist of every insecure character I've once played. For the purpose of feeling that much more whole in my imperfections. Besides, ain't nothing cooler than when your flaws actually walk with a limp.
Tell my story. Let them say that I walked with the giants because his story. See, his story intends to erase my complexion through assimilation or infection, and you ain't gotta believe me. When was the last time you saw a group of Native Americans? See if they ever tell my story. Let them say that I stood on the shoulders of titans, and that these hands built a nation with the crack of a whip in my back and a foot upon my neck. Let them tell the story about they took my 14-year-old cousin while he slept. See, they tied barbed wire around his neck. They took an open fan to his exposed flesh, and this poem is tears that my heart just can't express. See, Jet Magazine took pictures, but they could never capture the anguish if they ever tell my story. Let them say that my people are the only people that laugh at their struggle. They make fun of their suffering. See, every black comedian got a nigga joke, but you never hear the little Jewish boy tell the German boy, oh, thank you. Thank you for turning my people into a walking science experiment. See, what do you say to a Korean that is smoking weed? You say, are you high? Because your eyes look normal. See, my people are the only people that reinforce stereotypes of themselves. See, we've allowed them to take our creativity and call it ghetto. See, my sisters can't be beautiful anymore. They have to be hooches. They done took our hood dances and turned it into their Zumba. The same people that make millions off of hip-hop used to hate it. See if they ever tell my story. Let them say that boy Genesee Weaver, he never spoke silently and carried a big stick. Let them say that he spoke boldly and walked with the panther. See, let them say that he spoke his mind, but he was mindful when he spoke. Let them say that he took 5 smooth stones and embedded with the spirits of Malcolm, Martin, Huey, and Nat Turner, just trying to slay that good old boy called racism. And when he goes into his room to study war no more. Let them say that he carried his people on his back like a book bag full of bricks, because my brother, you ain't that heavy. So if this stage be my pulpit and this audience be my congregation, when my people are finally on one accord, raise your right hand and say amen.
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 Amen again.
Amen.
One for the blood, one for the struggle, and one for the revolution. So when you leave this venue and you go home tonight and you rest your head, what do you want the world to say about you when they tell your story?
As an English major, it was required at my university to take 4 semesters of a language. So bienvenidos a mi clase de español. La profesora speaks in a cappella salsa as she hands out a worksheet entitled La Familia, but I am slightly unfamiliar with these answers. There's no space to explain how history has made crop circles in my forest of family trees. Have you ever seen an oak tree bent at the knees, his tongue shattered into scattered leaves? The roots are much harder to remember, let alone read. So when she asks me about mi abuela, I cheat. I write the vicarious memories told to me by those who were there, but I wish I was there to give her a neo soul when I reach in and grab her heart like Trinity. From 3 generations of divinity back into her chest, listen to her heart beat the stress out of her bones, too beautiful for his hands to break. I wonder if La Profesora knows what's at stake when she asked me to discuss my family, this weeping willow tree with question marks for branches. Apples never fall as far as the answers. Another black girl studying the roots of every tree but her own, Spanish and English thrones. So by the time she asked me about my family, the truth is, I don't know. I mean, necesito ayuda. Por favor, ayúdame. No conozco a mi familia con muerte. Y yo pongo sobre mi padre his hands, or just about as strong as his heart. Neither of them strong enough to carry the weight of fatherhood, but my forgiveness has been translated through abbreviated combos and coronas. A colorful clashing of chaos creates our put our songs. We could be almost home if we could speak past our tongues and find a moment we love enough to live there. Nosotros idiomas no son importante. When your first language is trapped in a conclave of slave day memories, I speak the language of my ancestors' enemies fluently. No Yoruba, no Swahili, but as an English major, I have studied how major the English were. Their own image in God's place. Took what we made and called it theirs. So we could write for 100 years and never make it into the canon. So as you can imagine, I'm having a hard enough time with English as it is. family got razors beneath their tongues. Carrying about women that have mothered futures before their quinceañeras. No say where my head is, probably in its own grave, laying next to my greatest grandmother's name, slain in the battle of identity and survival. Will it be your hoodoo or their Bible? Me familiar. All my life I've been searching these words to find you, and all I can think about now is passing. I just wonder if I'm passing. What if my classmates can hear my insides clashing when I can't find an honest phrase to put down as an answer? Am I passing? When it's time to put them grades in, because the last thing I've been doing is concentrating when I'm the verb being conjugated and all my classes' time is faded. So I'm blending in my personal and historical history, but I refuse to let blank spaces exist for me any longer.
When Israel was in Egypt's land, let my people go.
Tie it back, till the land. Tying hands, pick the cotton that made the clothes that we weren't allowed to wear. So our scars were shown. Once royalty, now heads held low. So swing, sweet chariot, swing. Loose me, let loose of me. 10 nooses hang from the necks of naked children, beaten men and raped women. Willie Lynch. See, knowledge is power, but they wanted us weak. Reading, writing, and arithmetic as rhythmic movements move from our hips to feet. Hand gestures, once kings and queens, now made to gestures with their yes, massa, and no, Sabasi. Us as black people, we were never lost. Just to be found scurrying quietly along the underground railroad, full speed ahead, heading towards hope. Hopefully. Hoping that the battle is won. But it's not. Because you see, this war has taken longer than it could possibly have ever taken a plot. What y'all don't understand is, it's real in these fields, nigga. So wait one cotton picking minute. Ain't no house nigga picking no cotton. He plotting on the way to get that last piece of chicken from master's mistress. And later on that night, she should have get a good black dicking down. And I'm sure his baby sister had it down. Stolen bottles of shinny. Right before that late night raping that master gave her plenty of. All because she was one of the pretty nigga bitches. Sold on podiums, auctioned off like cars. Going once, going twice. Sold to the bearded man with shoulders abroad. And broad-shouldered black men were sold at top dollar. Y'all, it was tired backs that tilled these lands. Tired hands picked the cotton that made the clothes that we weren't allowed to wear. At least until they were withered and worn. And when our bodies were withered and worn, we were discarded and disposed of like dirty diapers. Tell me, when does it end? Tell me, where does it end? Exactly where it started. Within us.